What's up guys, Kyle here again, and today we're doing a very impromptu demo because this pedal was not supposed to show up until next week, but here it is. This is the Fortin NATAS, Satan backwards distortion pedal. Let's do it. All right guys, I'm skipping my normal intro today and we're basically gonna get straight down to business because I was not expecting to make this video and I am on very limited time. So Fortin have released the all new NATAS distortion pedal. You guys have probably already heard about this because Ola put a video out on it last weekend, and there were a couple of leaks earlier this week on it as well. So word about the pedal has already gotten far and wide. Now, if you guys are unfamiliar, the NATAS was one of Fortin's earlier amp designs. It has not been in production for quite a long time, and not many people have actually played those amplifiers or even know what they sound like, myself included. I believe Ola's Randall Satan signature amplifier was supposed to be somewhat of a derivation of that NATAS circuit, but I'm not sure how close they are in sound or in feel. So when this pedal came up, I figured why not grab it? We'll make a quick demo, see if we can get some good sounds out of it. Full disclaimer, I'm not typically a fan of Fortin stuff, whether it be the Cali or the Randall, Diavolo, Thrasher, Satan designs, or even some of the boost pedals and stuff. They don't really do it for me. I'm not expecting to like this pedal at all. I just wanted to get it and check it out. But I just wanted to let you guys know that up front. Even though I'm not a fan of Fortin stuff, if the pedal sounds good, it is good. If you guys want to pick up one of these things, I bought this with my own money. This is not a sponsored video. This pedal cost me like $320 after shipping, something like that. I will throw the link for you guys to purchase these down below in the description, but make sure that you stick around and watch the whole video for God's sakes. So with that being said, I have not played through this pedal at all yet. I don't even know what it sounds like. I just went ahead and set everything to noon on the pedal. I actually currently have it running into the effects loop of my 6505 Plus here. You're probably wondering, where is the head shell? Well, I actually pulled the amp out of the head shell because it was super dirty, and that's right when this pedal showed up. So this is how we're gonna use it. And also, instead of my normal Mesa cab, we are going into one of the Line 6 Vintage 30 loaded cabs because I just picked this up as well this week and was playing through it this morning. It's actually a really good sounding cab. But we do have the standard SM57 on the Vintage 30 like we typically do. There will be no post-processing on any of the sounds that you guys hear. We're gonna play it into the effects loop. We're gonna play it into the clean channel of 6505 Plus. We're gonna play it in the Blackstar Amped 1, and we are going to play it directly into my interface. Now that sounds like a lot, but I'm gonna keep this fairly brief. So for me, fairly brief is probably like 15 minutes instead of 20 minutes. I currently have the power section on my 6505 Plus set as if I were running the actual preamp of the amp through it, so the presence is up around just under 8 and the resonance is right around 6. All right, so off the bat, this thing is a little bright. Treble. Let's pull the treble back a little bit. I don't hate that. I really don't. We have no boost. Oh, we've got the kill switch on. Let's turn that off. We'll save that for later. All right, so we need more gain. It's definitely got that Fortin dry thing going on. It's got a really nice feel to it, honestly. Like really, really punchy on that low string. Let's get a little bit more mids though. We're sounding a little bit hollow in the mids. Let's turn those up. Yeah, this is not sounding bad at all. Let's go into the controls a little bit. So we've got our 3-band EQ. We've also got a mid shift. It's currently in the down position. And then we have the grind and girth controls. So this is going to kind of tailor the EQ, the mids more so than anything, a little bit more. The grind is typically your upper mid and the girth is your lower mid. right, so that girth goes a long way to thicken the thing up. Let's pull it back a little bit. This thing doesn't sound bad. Let's check out the grind. All right, turn it up. Those controls have a lot of range to them, actually. They've got a lot of range. Let's put them both right around 1 o'clock. Dude, lots of clarity, very, very punchy, percussive low end. I'm really surprised, honestly. Right now, maybe the only thing that's lacking for me is a little bit of saturation, so let's max that gain. Even with the gain maxed, it doesn't you don't lose any of the clarity. It doesn't get muddy. I'm impressed. Man, it sounds pretty good. We could probably back the gain down just a little. All right, so let's try the mid shift. Okay, so that takes a lot of low end and low mids out and really kind of rounds the upper mids off and makes it very vocal. Let's pull that mid control back. All right, very mid forward there. Let's see if we can balance out that top end a little bit. I think that's gonna be better for the lower tunings. It's very vocal. Let's turn that bass back a little bit. Whoa, I am super blown out in the camera. Yeah, this setting, not bad either. Again, I think this one will excel in lower tunings a little bit more. I gotta say, I'm impressed. Let's kick that kill switch in, because I believe that this is a gain boost. It's much noisier now. Yeah, so we gotta roll that gain way back. And I will say, these EQ controls, I don't know if they're active, but they are very, very touchy. Like, a little goes a long, long way. And all this, guys, is with no boost. I've got no overdrive in front. This is just with the kill switch on. I find this thing plenty tight and percussive enough without an overdrive out front. Let's go back to that low mid. Yeah, these controls have to be active, man. Holy cow. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Let's see how it does with an active pickup. Seems like maybe with the kill in there, it's overloading the front end just a tad. All right, so with the active pickup, I'm liking it better with the kill switch off. Let's try a 7-string. All right, so very tight, lots of clarity with the 7-string. Probably, honestly, even more suited for the 7-string than it is for like my standard tuning type of stuff. It's very tight, very articulate, has a little bit more of a modern voicing to it. The voicing isn't my favorite. Like, I wish that I could get the mids a little bit more like a 5150S type thing going on. But I definitely like don't dislike it. I think it's a good sounding pedal, and the clarity and the tightness with no overdrive is just unreal. Let's go back to my regular guitar. Let's try to hit it with an overdrive, and then let's try these other powering solutions. All right, guys, I'm kicking on the MXR M77 Badass Modified Overdrive. All right, so we've got a little bit too much mid. Let's pull the mid back. Definitely need some more bass. So it seems to be taking the overdrive okay. I think it sounds better without it, honestly. There's maybe a little bit of sound interference going on between the pedal, and it's already so tight that you don't really need the overdrive. So it definitely does work. I think it sounds better without. So we'll turn the overdrive off. Let's go into the front of the 6505 Plus into the clean channel, and let's see how that sounds. All right, guys, into the front of the 6505 Plus in the clean channel, we have everything set up like so. We have the pedal dialed like so, and this is the best tone I could come up with on short notice. All right, so into the front of the 6505 Plus clean, little muddy, little boxy. It doesn't sound amazing, but that's kind of how that clean channel sounds. So I imagine if you were going into a cleaner clean channel, that it would probably reproduce the sound of the pedal a little bit better. Words are really hard. Let's try it into this Black Star amped, because I think that that's probably gonna be a ticket to Tone Town. All right, guys, so going into the Black Star Amped 1, flat voicing, 6L6 response setting. Here's what we got. My brain got stuck on those two notes and it didn't sound good. So, sounds okay. It's a little bright up top. Let's try the EL34 response. All right, that's a little bit more balanced. I like that. Let's get a little bit more bass now. All right, guys, last but not least, we are going into my interface. We have STL Tones Nadir opened up with a York Audio impulse response that's a combination of a vintage blackback speaker and an SM57 combined. I honestly think it sounds pretty good, and I'm sure that you could get it even more to your liking with the right impulse response. Yeah, that's gonna do it for me today, guys, on this NATAS Distortion playthrough. Overall, my thoughts are, it's really good, honestly. It's a really good sounding pedal. It's slightly more modern than I typically like to go with my tones, but that being said, it's very tight, it's very responsive, it's very percussive. It's got tons of clarity, even with the gain dimed, and the EQ has a ton of range, especially with those girth and grind knobs. Yeah, it very much sounds like a Fortin thing, which is where I think the only points about it that I'm not liking, kind of that like upper mid clanky quackiness. It's kind of that modern sound. But I think if you like anything Fortin, this thing will be right up your alley. And if you're kind of like me, where you don't like a lot of the Fortin type tones, it's close enough to something else that you might be familiar with that I think that you could get away with it easily. And I honestly, through the power amp of the 6505 Plus, man, I was pretty blown away by how good that sounded. That was a really, really good match. So yeah, really useful pedal, really useful tool. $300 in my opinion is kind of steep. I think it's overpriced. I think $225 to $250 would be a more accurate price for the pedal, my personal opinion. But yeah, want to know what you guys think. If you've picked this up, have you played it? What are your thoughts on it? What did you think about the thoughts? What did you think about the thoughts on my tones? What do you think about the tones that I got here in this video? Really curious to hear from you guys. As always, would love to hear your thoughts, and I'll meet you down below in the comments to chat about it. So I'm gonna get out of here. Make sure to hit the like button if you liked the video, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and yeah, Kyle here again. We'll see you next time. No, this is not on pause. I'm just sitting here like this. Not creepy at all. Goodbye.